And so I think we're going to have a look at some predictions here and see who has come alongside me in joining the Humble Life Esports train. Pony said he was going to do it. He regretted not going for Humble Life Esports in their matchup against T1. And he came up to me and was like, Max, I will do it next time. And he did. And 3-1.
You know, a pretty even split here. Also pretty good to deter potential dives as well. If we do see Peanut passing towards the Corki. Similar situation here with the Cassante, or it's not the Cassante, the Alistar. Cassante and Alistar will make such a great front line though, even in some of the early game skirmishes where you can see that Corki armor shred really actually make a big difference. You know, for example, on an early Herald fight or even that secondary Grubs fight, if the Corki does show up to said fight. Rakan. So easy to lock this one in with the setup you already have. And for Humble Life Esports, you have a lot of engage, you have really decent poke. The follow-up is so easy with Rakan and Kai'Sa here. If you have a good Gnar, it's easy for the Kai'Sa to get on top of those targets. Similarly, Yone can follow up. Yone can start the fight. The Gnar can get the bar in the middle of it once the brawly composition that Genji pulls out does come here. Keep trying to kill you forever.
Yep, well, Dura gonna flash, gets that pulverized Headbutt Viper back as decent knock up there from Delight, who's trying to battle dance his way around. Decent little barrier, but it's still Ruler that's able to grab the first blood for Genji.
That flash being gone, so critical here. And this looks like a really nice set play for Genji that was communicated earlier.
Not wasting resources. Heading over there as there's a Gnar back. Duro taking the turret for a very long time. The wallop is so good, and Duro just gonna get knocked on the head. Ruler not able to get enough damage back to answer Zeus.
Doomed, so we'll watch it again. And he's like, I'm going for it. Goes in, hits the Alistar. Flash from Ruler gets him away. Unfortunately for Duro, no way out of this one. You can see Ruler tries to offer some damage. He's playing back very respectfully here. And then does not fall for this. And, I mean, Canyon's relatively nearby. It's going to be tough to actually collapse Ruler, though.
Ruler was seen, takes a fair bit of damage, but there's the ulti for Peanut! Remember, he's in the game! And they're going to be able to take down Ruler. That grabs them a whole bunch of extra money and priority on these grubs. 6 of them going to be available for HLE if they're able to secure this. This is a very big turnaround in this game where it felt like that bottom side lead was a real foothold for Genji. With 6 grubs and that pick, could be a big deal. Plus, they're going to need to get all 6.
I mean, if Genji mess up this fight, they'll lose all 3, really.
All right, Viper level 8 can Killer Instinct his way in, and Zeka doesn't have his ulti back up just yet, but it is getting closer. 4 grubs might be what HLE are going to settle themselves for. And honestly, still get those Void Mites, and you don't have to risk too much. They grab that pick onto Ruler, and they go about their business.
And, you know, Peanut used his ult for that last pick. Doesn't want to actually commit any further here. We'll get that additional grub as well as come over here and start this one up.
Well, Peanut is in fog of war for the moment as he dashes over. There's the steal. Thank you very much for that one. Chemtech's Soul going to be this game as Peanut thrown around like a rag doll and I think is going to die. So a bit of a sacrifice of himself for the Drake if he needed to. But still, as you say, played it out just fine. And once I've seen this movie before. Is this a replay once again? As Peanut going to flash over that wall. Vault Breaker going to come out from Canyon. I don't think Peanut's out of the woods just yet. And by just yet, I mean, I don't think he's ever going to get out of the... Okay, maybe he's fine. Going to have a look towards the top side here, as the knockup is going to be absorbed there by Keen, as Yakety Sax plays in the background on the bottom side, as Keen just kind of outplaying. He's way too tanky. He does have the Iceborne Gauntlet now completed. And Genji just kind of mitigating aggression everywhere. Yeah, although I don't know what Peanut was doing. Is that called aggression? I'm not sure. Well, Genji are going to look to try and take down this turret. They should be able to do so.
A bit weird there. Teleport from Zeka.
Yeah, we're coming in once more as Zeka now looking to try and do the damage that he can as Zeus picks up the Mega Gnar just in time, but Keen is still alive!
Yeah, this is a Cassante.
Yeah, let's just kill the turret, guys, or something like that. The house is going to connect here as Zeus is going to look to just try and finish him off. Will he find it? He just eats the CC because he's Cassante, ladies and gentlemen, and now Chobi's going to finish off Zeus. Keen just really made everyone look silly. Some more damage on the inner. As you can see though, I mean, there's not really a whole lot of money in it on either side, as this might be some money. Cease and Desist comes on through. Zeus is pretty tanky, but maybe not tanky enough as he does get the double hop. The ulti comes through as Zeus, he gets to the safety. Peanut with the prison save.
Peanut here just in the nick of time, but
Oh no,
is it
if he
enough?
dies now, that would be very, very sad as Canyon moves over, doesn't find the Vault Breaker as Arcasol does a decent amount of work. Zeus alive for way too long as the Winter's Wrath, one more auto, and Peanut takes down his opposite number. So a 1-for-1 in that top lane. Duro underneath this turret trying to take it down if he can. The quickness is decent, charming up almost everyone here as Delight looks to make his way out. Chovy now in trouble as the Unbound Soul from Zeka gets him over there and shuts down the mid laner. Now Ruler finds himself in amongst everyone and is unable to get even the tiniest little bit of damage under Delight to take him down. Maybe, just maybe wanted to allow his ex-teammate to live.
Stacked up on the bottom side of the map here. Zeus has teleport.
Yeah, you can see the Unbound Soul does come on through. Pulverize as Zeker is trying to get himself out of there. They block the ulti, so he'll have to flash. Cease and desist comes in. Vault Breaker pushes him back, and Zeker, even though he gets a cute little shield, it's not going to be enough. Viper takes down an outer turret and goes into melee range against Keen. I don't know about that one. Keen goes all out. There's a big shield with the barrier and the knockups. Delight saves the life of his AD carry. And Keen Sante going to fall. There's the ulti from Chovy. The flash out of the way as the ex-teammate is looking to punish. Will the Void Seeker connect as Viper? He's lining it up. He's lining it up, and Zeus says, take a house. Never mind, it's actually Peanut. They're going to sacrifice Otacon for it, though, so I don't know whether it's necessarily worth.
I think
as
it is.
Genji,
I mean, they're still gonna get it, but like the mid is just getting ripped to shreds here. 3 kills.
I mean, and it's only 2 buffs.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's 2 kills plus a third. The Otacon is gonna go over. Like you said, several players dead when it is obtained. But look at how much farm is also being lost in mid. Zeus is getting the top turret, and it was a great macro game for Genji up until this point. But Hanwha Life really just proven that, I mean, Viper has the backup in this game. It's going back to that 80 carry key player matchup. You know, the guy has done so much for this team. He is, you know, you can't spell Viper without VIP, right? Very important player. And, I mean, he's just so important in these types of skirmishes.
I mean, for me, it's Delight as well, saving him so beautifully.
And not only that play that we're about to watch here, but also on the top side play, you know, Viper commits to the turret here, and then he's gotten himself Cassanta'd. But here comes a Rakan who's got Locket. Look at the damage on this Fed Kaisa. Not even a Cassante can stand up to that firepower. Then in the ensuing skirmish, he also wins out
with a new mouse for Delight. As Genji going to move over to clear out some vision around this Baron. Just to catch everyone up, this was HLE just winning a huge team fight off the back of Keen teleporting to the bottom lane, and Zeus then teleporting immediately up towards the top lane.
If you look at the gold, you know, you might not feel like a huge team fight was just won for Hanwha, and also the fact that everyone in Genji is still contesting Cryo for Baron. It's because it was a Otacon buffed Genji that was wiped, so they all had the quick withdraw and are now back here to contest. As Hanwha reset, they can actually fight for this vision here. So we reset, we go again. And Hanwha Life this time, not a whole lot of vision in the river around Baron. Double stacked up control wards for the huge vision here for this choke point.
Yeah.
Zeus, Narbar at a pretty good point, but we need to see a rotation from Zeka. He's very far away.
He is. Peanut is in the area. As Zeus, he can Mega Blast Cone his way over. That will put a Gnar in a very awkward position as there's a Glacial Prison. Headbutt pulls Peanut out of there. But now Zeus, look at this Narbar. They're all up against the wall, and now Peanut is blocking them in there. The quickness comes down as Delight gets into the back line. And there's the 5-man Gnar from Zeus as Keen tries to go all out, but honestly, I think he wants out of this game as HLE just destroy them.
Vintage Zeus Gnar. His Narbar was perfectly set. Peanut knew it, and he set them up. And that is going to be a real team fight win here for Hanwha Life. Not the full wipe with Keen escaping, but I don't know if it even matters. He's just going to sit in the fountain while Baron is taking a little bit of a push there in the top lane. They wanted to maybe try to go for that inhibitor, but going for the Baron to guarantee the sturdier push across the map, I think, is the right call. They do back away. Whoa. And, I mean, it doesn't get better than this, but Zeus was so well set up for this, and it was a greedy, risky call for Genji, but they thought there's no way we're going to get this opportunity again, this amount of vision control over the choke. But what they didn't realize was they were kind of so heavily committed in there that if they got caught and cut off by anyone, notably a Sejuani, the Gnar angle was going to be there. And Mega Cone ends up giving Zeus the opportunity to come in here quick. As Peanut's
and his
knocked away,
bar as well is so perfect this whole time.
and even though Peanut's knocked away, he could still just wrap around here as Genji are trying to decide whether they want to try to push on to Viper, try to focus down Delight, and they're just indecisive, and Zeus is not. You know, he's just ready to kill him.
And that is just 5 people all smashed against that wall. I don't know whether he connected to wall on everyone, but oh man, that is what you dream of, as that is a pickoff onto Duro, who is desperately trying to get some vision outside of his base, which is kind of illegal. The buffed up Hextech Soul is going to be collected here for HLE. Under 50% health, they're going to be doing a whole bunch more. 2% more than they were previously, based on the buff.
So much of this game for me is Genji having good macro, right? And playing the map well. But Peanut's still having some really nice pathing to shut down some of the bigger advantage Genji could have gotten. But I think a lot of this game is really going to be remembered as Viper being focused but getting away with it, you know?
Yeah, but it's Chovy and Canyon. What have they been doing? Where have they been? I just haven't really felt that impact that we do get from Canyon and Chovy generally in their matches, and we otherwise would, as here's the pick off. The quickness going to be layered. Canyon, he couldn't do anything. He was basically CC'd and then dead, as now Genji just looking to try and back away. Great interruption there from Duro, but the CC coming out once again, as Zeka just going to go back to his soul. They're going to grab this inhibitor, and Delight is just fishing, going for one after the other. And there's the flash forward from Peanut, finds the Winter's Wrath onto Chovy, and then just dies. But they take down these Nexus turrets. HLE with game number 1 on the red side, picking up this victory. So many comfort picks, but you can see exactly why these champions are so good for them. They're able to take it home with some great team fighting in this game.
Absolutely. And I think because we had that Delight pause and there was a bit of a, you know, kind of break in the action, maybe people who tuned in late didn't know, or maybe people who tuned in the beginning might have forgotten. It was an incredibly close game until a few of those breakpoint fights. And the big thing is Viper was just constantly getting these kills and narrowly